Welcome, everybody. My name is Chillmonger. Who are you, stranger?
My name is Zach.
Do you defend or do you what do you do, Zach?
Oh, I attack because my channel name is Zach Attack Reviews.
I see you attack reviews. All right. Your YouTubers are cool. It's not Zach Attack YouTubers, it's Zach Attack Reviews.
Yeah.
Got it. We're here to discuss this man here. His name is Brad Winderbaum. He was asked earlier by Brandon Davis about canon. Okay. So hello, Merry Christmas. What do you guys think of the superhero universe? Need to do captive? What do you guys think superhero universe need to do to
Captivate you.
captivate you guys? What would you say to that question? Attach.
Establish a world and fun, colorful characters that I can connect to and take me on a ride.
Sign your actors to long-term deals and make them appear often. And when's the last time I saw Shang-Chi or any of the Eternals? Hurry up, guys.
Yeah.
Thor isn't going to show up for the movie until 2026. That's
I don't think
unacceptable.
any actor is going to do a long-term deal anymore. Not
Any
MCU.
name actor won't do it.
The guy from Simu Liu is not really a named actor. He ain't do it.
You're right. They should have got him to do it. They should have been like, listen, buddy, you can be on Kim's Convenience season 6, or you can be on the MCU, Marvel Studios, Worldwide Star. And because of that, he got to be in the Atlas movie with Jennifer Lopez. He got to be in the Barbie movie. No one was checking for Simu Liu before that.
That's true.
So that's the perk. As soon as you become a Marvel actor, you get to be in other film studios. Are going to be asking for your name. So yeah,
Sebastian
sure.
Stan takes advantage of that. He does the Marvel movie and then he does his little films that he wants to really do in between that.
Really, dude? Shaking my head. Go shake whatever you want to shake, Rogue. I'll go live whenever I want to go live. I don't care if you're live. I don't care who's live. I live.
Oh, that's what it is because he's live too.
Yeah, who are you? This is 7:00 is established Chillmonger time. Get with it. Let's listen to Brad when he's asked about canon of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
This being entirely in the MCU, and very early on in the development process, we realized how locked in that actually made us. We couldn't really use his rogues gallery. We couldn't really use these aspects of origin. It was not fun. we would have had to put so many limiters on our story to get it to lock into canon.
Okay.
So quickly we just were
quickly
throw the doors off this place.
Quickly.
Blow it up.
Look at us. It wouldn't have been fun to be restricted by canon. That's why we said blow it up. None of this will be consequential to the overall story. Look at us. And then we can use every villain we want. He wants points for that. I'll let him finish the answer. But I don't. That's how I feel about it so far.
What is it? What do we want to do? What's Spider-Man about? And through Jeff's vision, I mean, it does have a lot of DNA that is very similar to the MCU depiction of the Tom Holland Spider-Man,
but it's not.
But it really also draws all the way back to Steve Ditko, and it does tell a standalone story that like many comic books, is adjacent to the main continuity, but really speaks to what's inherent about the character.
Nah, it's not like many comic books. Many comic books are in the 616 universe. Don't tell me it's adjacent to continuity. We're just like comics. Nah. Why we like you, Marvel Studios, that you did that's different ever since 2008, is you guys did an attached universe where I could be looking at a Hulk movie and all of a sudden, whoa, Robert Downey Jr., who played Tony Stark, he's playing Tony Stark in this one. That's crazy. That movie just came out earlier this year. Is everybody, Nick Fury, we were going to assemble a team. And then he's in Iron Man 2. And then they're talking about it in Avengers. Whoa, this is all one world. You're not going to get points for saying this one's a standalone story. Hey guys, no homework, everybody. No homework. Come watch my show. Now, I'll watch your show because it has to do with the others. So it's a complete thumbs down laziness coming out of Chillmonger's mindset. And okay, well, you go first. You go next. I'll get to my other point because I want to give somebody else points who tries to unite and attach. You talk.
Got you. I wouldn't say it's laziness. They could have done a way. They could have found a way to tell Spider-Man's story before he becomes like the official Spider-Man and use villains that, or even like earlier versions of people and tell that story. I don't know how long they want the show to go for. Is it going to go for 6 seasons? I don't know. Is it a 1 season show? They could have found a way to give some early people that they knew they're not going to use later, like some silly guys for him to face when he's brand new. But opening the story up, I think there's been a big complaint with there being 33 projects for a lot of people to enter Marvel, just like with comics when we're 100 issues in and people were like, oh, when can I jump in? And then they reset everything. I think Marvel now is like, oh, let's just give people different projects outside of the main continuity that people could just enjoy and have fun with, because DC's had success with that, having the Hourverse, which is a universe, and then having the movies, which is a separate universe, and
Is
then having
DC more
shows.
successful than Marvel? You're saying they have success with it. Marvel shows you you can do it with here up top.
Yeah, but once you get to a certain amount of movies, I think that it's hard to get new fans. They can't just rely on people who've been watching since '08. They have to continue bringing new people.
Brother, you can make Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man a standalone show that also attaches to the canon. Like, so what if you can't use 3 villains? You can't use the Scorpion or Vulture, or who else would have been? Who's in the third movie?
They wouldn't be able to use
Electro.
Norman Osborn because then they would have to explain where
Well,
he's been.
Yeah, it's from a different universe. So they could have made this is our universe is Norman Osborn. So they still could have used Norman Osborn. There's just like a few restrictions here and there that you couldn't do. And, maybe a couple cameos of other heroes that couldn't appear. But think about who you could have appear. And you could have a standalone story of Spider-Man in this friendly news. What's it called? Friendly Neighborhood? You
Friendly
could have
neighborhood,
had
I
it.
believe.
It could be
Yeah.
standalone and within the continuity. The same way maybe Echo is standalone and it still counts as the MCU.
It's definitely in continuity because it's directly after Hawkeye, and then a character from Hawkeye and a past MCU show is inside of Echo.
So if I get 6 episodes of Friendly Neighborhood, I want the first episode to be, well, how was he bit? Who was Uncle Ben? You probably could cast a voice actor of like high stature to play Uncle Ben. And then we see that, oh, that's how it actually happened. Remember when Tony Stark was on his phone and he was like, and then Tom Holland was like, oh, that's all on YouTube. That stuff's fake. I want to see that actual mission where he was wearing that outfit. How we got to start. We can flesh that out in animated form. You want it? That is lazy. It is effortless to me to think of it. But for him, he didn't want to put the effort in. When Brad Winderbaum answered that question and said, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we just blow it up. It's not going to be canon.
Yeah, because it creates limiters on the art that they were trying to create. If they have all these ideas that have nothing to do with, like, they're not interested in telling the story that you wanting them to tell. They brought somebody, I think it was Jeff Steiner. Is he the one that's writing it or the showrunner? I'm not sure what he has. He said his name. He probably didn't have the idea to do any of that because he had this story he wanted to tell, and he's going to have to limit himself severely and probably not get the show off the ground. So I understand. I understand how you feel, because I know we had this conversation with Deadpool and Wolverine. You want things in the main continuity. You don't want all this side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But other people like the side stuff. Deadpool and Wolverine is one of the highest grossing films of all time now. So
not because it's
who
the
like
side stuff. But the people who like the side stuff, I think, will also like if it was also in continuity. If you had the same show, the same style, except, and I'm talking about Spider-Man right now. If it was the same sort of theme, they went to the cafeteria. He's got the same group of friends. He's got the same problems with his mom or with Aunt May. And if it was just, it happened in continuity, you could have enjoyed that also.
1000%. But if you compare Deadpool, Wolverine, right, the side stuff versus a lot of continuity stuff like Echo, which just hasn't been super viewed like that. Agatha's a little different. That did better than most of the Disney Plus shows do. It charted like next to Penguin, which was really, really good. But if you look at the past couple movies that were in main continuity, it's just kind of been, in terms of interest, I'm not even talking about quality interest, it's just been going down. So I could kind of see the mindset of them like, okay, let's give them some standalone stuff to just get attached to.
Now, the multiverse shows or movies, Multiverse of Madness and Wolverine and Deadpool,
No Way Home.
These are cameo-centered, cameo heaven movies. You can't do that in the attached universe movies. What was it about Endgame that was special compared to the multiverse at the moment? I think because I saw the heroes. I saw too many
characters you were attached to.
Yeah, the characters kept returning, so we don't get that here. That's the biggest difference. And they had T'Challa. They killed him in this iteration.
In which one?
Like since 2022, T'Challa's been killed. So that's what's different from
Oh,
Endgame to this.
I thought you were talking about the Spider-Man thing. I was like, oh, there's a Black Panther in this?
The Black Spider.
Because I know Black Panther interacts with Spider-Man a lot and early in his career. So that'll be cool. If they do that and it's T'Chaka, I'm gonna be upset. I'm like, all right, y'all going too far now.
They'd be like, X-Men 97 was warming everyone up. That's why T'Challa wasn't in it. Another Brad Winderbaum decision, by the way. He was part of that cast who are like, oh, no T'Challa.
Yeah, because he runs all the television, right?
Yeah, it was under him. What do you think Sony will do after their latest comments on the direction of Spider-Man? Good question. And I don't want to segue onto that just yet. I want to share one more screen to show you effort. This is writer Christopher Yost. He was a comic book guy. I think he's got Messiah Complex under his belt and X-Force and a couple of the new X-Men comic books. He said, yes, the Spider-Man in Avengers Earth Mightiest Hero was originally intended to be the same as Spectacular Spider-Man. It's an old tweet that he answered in 2019, but Chillmonger doesn't forget. These were all attached. It was the same universe. His intention was all of you kids spent like a couple seasons watching that. You're going to have to remember it because he's the same character in Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. He had nothing to do with Spectacular Spider-Man. He wasn't on that. He just said, I am attaching it because I'm supposed to. That's how it works. In the 90s, we had the Fantastic Four cartoon, which attached to the X-Men animated series, Spider-Man's, Iron Man's, and Hulk's. They were all one. Yeah, I appreciate that when writers try to put effort like Christopher Yost tried to do. Somebody asked him, you work in the animated Marvel will always be the best, Mr. Yost. In fact, I even considered Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes also in the same universe as the Spectacular Spider-Man, Wolverine and the X-Men, and the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Thanks. Fantastic Four had a complicated history, but we had fun writing it. He's trying. It can be done, and it does get done. And Brad Winderbaum is the foreigner to this concept. I rest my case.
Foreigner to this concept.
I rest my case. When I talk about Sony, their latest comments on the direction of Spider-Man and about how they could have always had Spider-Man in the movies. They chose not to.
Did they actually say that, or is that one of those Daniel RPK reported that, and we didn't get an actual quote from Amy Pascal?
I remember reading it off of a trade.
Yeah, because I got an email from Daniel RPK because I just freely subscribe to him, and I'm pretty sure he sent me something like that, and I was like, yeah, but I don't think they would actually admit that. I feel like that would make them look really, really dumb, and they're trying to salvage their reputation after that email scandal. That would be really stupid.
Much like Brad Winderbaum and his comments, I believe made him look really, really dumb and really not a guy who puts effort in his shows. But he thinks it's a good thing. Same thing with Sony's leaking that stuff. Oh, we didn't want to use Spider-Man.
It's levels. Okay. It's super levels for you to try to think that the fans wouldn't want to see Tom Holland inside these movies. That's way different from Winderbaum. Like, I didn't want to use canon. That's completely different.
That's more in line with people not wanting to see the Black Panther and Black Panther movies. It's more similar to that thought process. That's what it reminds me of. But what do you think about the direction of the Sony of Sony and Spider-Man right now? No more Madam Web / Morbius kind of like non-Spider-Man movies. They still got the relationship with Marvel, where Marvel will fund some of the movie and receive some of the box office gross, but it's still a Sony movie. They still got that with Tom Holland. What do you think of their direction?
I think that they had the guys who did Spider-Verse, they put them in charge to produce this stuff now. Like all of the Spider-Man crossover stuff.
Lord and Miller,
yes. And I think that they need to let them cook. They need to make a decision and either keep Tom Holland in MCU and have these characters in a separate universe, and then get either Toby, Andrew, or a different Spider person to be the Spider there and build around that, and really have somebody take their time and connect all the stuff in a proper way. Because it's not working. Outside of Venom, it's all been failures. The 3 Venom films have all made money, but that's because Tom Hardy, not because these movies are just above everything else. Tom Hardy has put the work in to make people love his character. Dakota Johnson. What her name is again?
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson did not care about Madam Web at all. You can see it in the performance. You can see it when she does interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, she didn't even care when it bombed. She was not invested.
She's not invested at all. And when you don't have investment, when you as an actor are not invested in the hero that you're playing, people see it and they don't want to go see it. People are excited for David Cornsweet because he is a Superman geek. He told James Gunn, hey, we need the underwear on the outside. It has to happen. You cannot do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the investment we want to see in from the actor. When you're just like, oh yeah, it's a paycheck, then it's like, all right, I'm not gonna let you get that paycheck because I'm not gonna go see this shit now. So they need to get actors that are invested in these characters and someone to run it. Don't do the DC thing where people are just like, let's just greenlit this random thing with Bad Bunny where he plays what was that?
El Muerte.
Yeah, what idea was that? And then I had Charles Gambino playing this really obscure Spider-Man villain that does music, and they eventually canceled that. And I was like, why were they going to do that? It doesn't make any sense. It feels like DCEU when they had no studio and they were just greenlighting movies and no direction. And they really need to do that instead. I don't think they're going to stop making Spider-Man movies because their top 10 highest grossing films, 7 of them are Spider-Man films. So they want to keep that franchise on lock.
7. I know 3 of them. There were the Tom Holland ones, but then
Spider-Man 1 and 2, Toby.
Those were really that profitable. Wow.
Yeah, they did really, really good. And the Venom movies.
Yeah. The Venom movies. Okay, now that does make sense.
At least the first one. That made like $783 million or something like that.
Yeah, that might be the exact number. I think 783 is probably the right number. Knowing you.
I don't know where I pulled that from.
You don't know? If it was 780, that would be impressive. Let's give it a look. Venom. VEN. The first Venom movie grossed 856.
Oh, I was way off.
You were off. What about the second Venom? Let's see if the
that's
second
way
Venom
more than damn. That's almost $1 billion movie. That's crazy.
And then the second one only grossed 506. It went down.
It's a steep drop off. Yeah.
But if it had a manageable budget, you're still profitable with your 500 million.
It was still it was a manageable budget that it had. So I think it was said right there 90 million. Or was that the opening box office? No, that's the opening. That's the opening.
Domestic opening was 90 million.
Yeah.
Earth's Mightiest Hero was a solid show. I agree with your comment until they canceled it. Another question: what would be the result and the reaction of Marvel if Captain America 4 failed? They're doing a Captain America 4? Oh, you mean Falcon Brave New World? No, I got it.
Here we go.
Talking about Falcon Brave New World. I understand. Yeah.
You can't call it that no more because we have a new Falcon.
Yeah,
Captain America Brave New World.
Yeah, we also have a new Black Panther, but I don't recognize the child.
No, Shuri.
Oh no, they leapfrogged Shuri. Don't. You're still thinking about Shuri? They want to.
I don't think T'Challa Jr. is gonna be Black Panther next time we see Black Panther. I don't think that's gonna happen.
All right, I hope you're right that we don't see that little bastard, literal bastard.
Damn,
that literal unmarried product, seed of an ununified king and queen. I don't want to see a bastard.
Leave the kid alone. He's just out here existing.
King's Portel says, "Merry Christmas, chill." I don't know if you guys know this or not. I don't. Yeah, I guess Merry Christmas to Zach, but to me, I don't celebrate this holiday. Jesus' birthday, not my thing. He never asked me to. Not my thing. Happy holidays. I don't do that one either. It's such a.
You don't do the happy holidays just to cover all the bases?
See, the thing is, like, if you don't celebrate anything, what happy holidays? I don't. What you mean? I got work off for a week? Like, what do you or school off for a week?
You don't do Kwanzaa?
I don't do Kwanzaa. I don't do any of these. No, I don't do birthdays, bro. Damn, what the freak? I'm the guy your brother. What? Damn, what the freak? Is my guy your brother? Zach? Zach's my brother? Yeah, me and Zach, we go back. Me and Zach.
What? It's been a minute.
Yeah. Is his name Trillmonger?
Trillmonger.
And then says, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. Tell him Merry Christmas. See what you get. Of course you don't celebrate it. You Muslim, ain't you? I am. Now chill. No, I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. I
Do
mean
you
it, guys.
guys get a holiday around this time? Do you guys have something?
It goes on a lunar calendar, so the 12 months, the Gregorian 365 isn't sometimes, some years it will be, some years it won't be. It's a different
Gotcha.
calendar. I was on the verge of saying something really profound though when it comes to the Marvel stuff. It was about T'Challa, wasn't it? It's
It
okay.
must be.
It'll get back to me, and if it doesn't get back to me today, you'll see it on my channel one day. He says, not serious. You have to be your brother or your dad. Got some explaining
Dad,
to do. My
hold
dad
up.
has explaining to do. Oh,
That is crazy. Oh, I said, or I thought he was saying I was your dad. Oh, it's like I do not look that old. He said,
we're probably roughly the same age. I don't know what your age is,
Yeah.
but I think we're pretty close to it based off of our interests and stuff like that. Cartoons we grew up on and whatnot.
Yeah.
You grew up on Power Rangers?
Of course. I probably watched it longer than most people.
Yeah, I stuck around for a while. Do you remember
Yeah.
that night where we all, or that the morning for me, when we all watched Forever Red on Wild Force?
Bro. Peak Power Rangers, man. And it used the Beetleborgs as the villains.
We didn't deserve
Amazing.
that. We were just minding our
didn't.
business. We're just kids. And they were like, you know what people would like? Brad Winderbaum was not in charge of this. He goes, you know what people would like? Attachment. 10 years of watching this franchise, all the Red Rangers. We can't get the whole cast, but we can get the Red Rangers. And we can get them all for one special 10-year anniversary special.
Yeah.
And they killed it. And
They killed it.
Andros, when Andros took off the hood, and I'm like, what's this? I wasn't ready. No, I was ready. I'm lying. Because the week before they showed you previews for next week. So I did know it was coming. I did know. I had like a 7-day notice. But that's all we had. We didn't have Twitter or anything. We just 7 days prior, we were watching Wild Force like normal, and it said next week on Power Rangers, and you saw all of the Red Rangers. You're like, what?
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it?
I went into the episode completely blind, not knowing that this was
Awesome.
going to happen. Yeah.
Oh.
Losing my mind, screaming in the house. My mom's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "You don't see this?"
You don't. Bulk and Skull got the phone for Tommy.
It's crazy.
That was a moment in our childhood, and they got the actors. They paid them all what they were supposed to do. They were passionate about coming back. Every single Red Ranger could make it. Leo could not make it, but they CGI'd him in, and they still got him to shoot scenes. Leo would be the Lost Galaxy Red Ranger, but everyone came back. Solid, bro.
Even
And they
the
all did it.
Aqua ones that didn't even get a season.
Yeah, the Alien Rangers.
Yeah.
The Aquitian Rangers. So look, contracts didn't matter for Power Rangers. All the Red Rangers came. Contracts for this, though, they matter. You got to lock them up. You want a Spider-Man from Sony who stays, Zach? You hire a teenager who will say yes to anything. And you tell them, look, bro, we'll give you $500K every year of your life for the next 15 years. You will be our Spider-Man. You're a 15-year-old now, or maybe 18-year-old now. You'll have this contract with us until you turn 33, 18 plus 15. You'll be a 33-year-old. Now, every summer, we're going to shoot something with Spider-Man. You're our Spider-Man. Here's your half $500,000. And maybe, in the latter years, it increases to $1 million a year. But if you can do that with this guy, he'll say yes. He won't say yes to that if he's a name actor. That's why you lock him up early.
I don't think there's any sensible parent that will let their kid join a cinematic universe for $500K a year till they're 30. There's no sensible parent. You have to find somebody that's dirt, like homeless, to pull that off.
Why would the parent say no? So pretend you're the parent and I offer this to your kid. What do you say? I'm the Sony executive. Zach, your son is going to play Spider-Man. We need you to sign because he's not 18. What do you say?
We'll do a 5-picture deal. The first 2 movies, $500K. If the movies do over a certain amount of money, then this needs to triple. And then after that 5-picture deal, then we'll negotiate.
I already slammed the door in your face. Okay,
all right, go find some other fool.
But there is another fool who will do it. So when you say that, I want a 5-picture deal. Basically, you're saying I want to have negotiation leverage for my son, for this teenager, when he's older, when he's he's a free agent. He can measure his market value and ask for a different price. That's what he's asking for. Yeah. I'm saying you only have that because when you were a teenager, we signed you for 5 years and we made you a worldwide star. We put you in Spider-Man movies. That's where the leverage comes from. So I'm just saying, I don't want to ever be in that position after 5 pictures. I want to have you for 10 pictures. What's
Trying to
going on?
make these kids slaves.
Okay, they're being paid. They're being paid a lot of money.
Indentured servants.
All right, fine. Okay, look at it this way. We'll give you $1 million for your first movie, $2 million for your second, $3 million for your third, etc.
Okay, so it goes up $1 million each
$1
film.
million. Oh, this is your third movie? Yeah, it's $3 million. What do you say to that? As the parent,
I'm signing up for that at that point because it's life changing. It's life changing and it grows. So there's investment into my. So by the time we get to I'm 30, he's getting paid how much money? And then he also is going to build a star. So he's like, all right, I'm getting paid kind of low over here, but I could go do other movies in between time because this is going to make me a star. So that makes more sense. But being locked in at a flat 500,000 rate from 18 to 30 is insane.
It's not the best deal, and it's a gamble that you're taking. It's a gamble that you're taking on your life because if you turn that down, you do the audition, that's what they tell you, that's what they offer you, and you go, well, I was good enough to be casted, right? I won't sign. I'll just test the market. I'll hope that somebody will want to use me somewhere else, and then maybe it doesn't pan out. I think every youth has to jump on the opportunity to be Spider-Man. I think they'll all say yes. But that 1 million increase, gradual increase by $1 million, it's probably the best case because if you don't do that, you'll get what's happening now. Tom Holland just did 6 Spider-Man movies, 3 of them with Sony, 3 of them with Marvel, and Tom Holland is sitting at that negotiation table like, yeah, you look not going to give me $1 million, eh? You're going to give me $7 million a picture.
That accent.
He probably read the news. Scarlett Johansson got paid $40 million for Black Widow, whatever the number was, or something like that. He probably saw that
He
and he
got
goes,
paid $250,000 for the Civil War. That was his first appearance.
fine, yes.
And he got paid $1.5 million for the first Spider-Man.
Homecoming?
$4 million for the second for Homecoming.
Whoa.
Big increase.
Yeah.
Because he did so good in Civil War, they were like, and he only signed up for Civil War.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's very useful to know. It's very useful to know he was only the Civil War guy, and then it became a 5-picture deal.
Yeah, so he got $1.5 million, $4 million for Far From Home, and then $10 million for No Way Home.
Bro, he would have signed for a much more economical contract for after Civil War, and he does good. See that? Okay, they fucked up. They fucked up by only offering him the Civil War deal. But okay, I'll give him a pass. I'll give him a pass, guys. You only got him for one movie for Civil War, for the cameo movie. He wasn't even in that long. You paid him peanuts. But for the sake of continuity, you probably need to use the same actor. And Tom Holland was friends with Robert Downey, and Robert Downey probably had an association with him, and he was like, you got to get this guy paid. And for some strange reason, Tom Holland gets a $10 million for his third movie deal. That's crazy. 1 million to 4 million is a lot, but then jumping from 4 million to 10 million, that's not matching the increase of inflation. That's just, where's that coming from?
His third movie made over $1 billion.
Yeah, but is that because of him, or is that because they did the Andrew and Toby thing and put it in Christmas?
Homecoming made $1 billion. Far From Home made $1 billion.
Homecoming made like 783 million.
Let me see. So I'm pretty sure all of his movies have made $1 billion. Maybe Homecoming didn't, but I know Far From Home made $1 billion.
I want you to appreciate my joke because I said 783.
Oh my God.
I am right.
All back together.
I am right.
No, yeah. Homecoming did 880,000.
880.
Yeah. So
it didn't gross $1 billion, but it was near $1 billion.
It was near. Steve
Steranko's been a member for 18 months, which is $18 roughly. It's not $1 billion, but I appreciate it from Steve. Oh, I appreciate all the channel members, including the guy on the right side of the screen right here. Sugar, you going to jail. Do you guys think the bad reaction from the Brave New World was one of the reasons that Nate Moore departed? I don't think he departed. I think that his contract ran out. And they were like, well, we don't need you here anymore. How could we have you here when you let us do what we did with Blade? You let us do what we did with every other black character. We need a black voice. So that's what I think happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sony only hope at this point is a Miles Morales live action. Good point.
Well, Tom Holland did say in an interview that his goal is to introduce Miles in one of his movies so they can catapult. He said that's his dream to do that, which I think that's dope. Because he wants to do what Robert Downey did for him.
What Robert did for him, yes. And
remember, he talked about Robert. I think in Civil War, he had like 4 lines, and Robert was like, "What's going on here? Give this guy all his lines. You want him to be talking as much as possible. He wants to be able to do that for somebody."
Robert Downey was a solid mentor. Tom Holland will be a solid mentor. When do we do Miles? Live action Miles. When do we do it?
Fifth Spider-Man. Not the next one. The following one.
Yeah, we need Miles Morales is still Shameik Moore, even though he doesn't want it, even though Shameik is doing his best
to get rid of it.
I love Shameik Moore.
Me too.
Passionate guy, great voice. He screws up a little bit on social media with some of his fan edits. Him and Laura Harrier. I get it. We've all made stupid mistakes when it comes to the ladies, and so I'm not like angry at him. But yeah, when she messaged you, take it down. She was offering you mercy. She was a private text. That's all it was between the two. Yeah. Thankfully, she had your number because you guys met at a party, and you didn't respond. I don't even care if it only took an hour before she did her live stream or TikTok. You didn't respond.
You know what makes it worse? That actress never talks to us on social media. She posts a picture of herself at a party on the beach, and that's it. She don't respond to people. She's very private. She doesn't go on here and be live and chatting. So for her to take the effort to go do that and announce to everybody in the world that she's engaged, because I didn't even know that, because everything's private. That makes it even worse. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm staying subbed until we get the Chillmonger comic book. Oh God, yeah, a lot of pressure on that. Which I'm not kickstarting. I'm staying hold on that. I'm standing strong. This will not be a kickstarted project. I will fund it all on my own because I don't want to say, "Oh, give me money, everybody." I'm gonna be like, "Nah, this is all me. I sacrificed. You saw what I had to put up with. The product is out there. Pay for it if you like it, and it'll be a fair price. Pricing isn't decided. It might be $20 and it might be $10. I want it to be 10, but it'll be 44 pages long. So I can get away with charging $20. I think I can.
Yeah, for 44 pages.
For 44 pages, like a regular Marvel comic is 20 pages for $4.
Yeah.
So logically, but I'm not Marvel. I'm not Marvel either, and I don't have ads in it. So I
add a little extra independent tax.
Independent tax. Someone who's been holding the Miles card close to their chest as their emergency kit, but we're taking out the card. And Zach, you are the father of the Miles Morales actor. How do you... No, you are. Zach, I'm Sony. My name is Sony. We're going to put him in Spider-Man 5. Okay. He's going to be in Tom Holland's movie and he'll get bit by the spider. Your son is going to be great. He'll have like maybe 30 minutes of screen time. And then from that, we're going to give him his own movies. He'll be the live action Spider-Man. What do you sign? What's the least you would sign? A 5-picture deal? And what is the numbers? What do you think?
I'm going the Tom Holland route. That $250 for 5. And then once we see the reception of my son in the movie, then I'm gonna be like, all right, let me give me a cool $2 million.
No, but they're gonna say, I'm Sony, and I'm going, we already know we're doing more with this kid. This isn't an experiment anymore. The superhero genre is here to stay. Miles is a proven commodity. We know we're signing you long term. So you don't get to wait and see. We're not going to wait and see. We're getting Miles, or we're using your son. Here, this is a 5-picture deal. What do you sign for? The first picture is...
I'm negotiating the Tom Holland contract. $250 for 5, $1 million for my first solo, 4 for my second, 10 for my third.
And then we say, Zach, he's not Peter, he's not Peter.
Oh, then this is not a good working relationship if you're talking about the black character about that. Now I'm gonna have to go to TMZ about this and tell them that you treat Miles Morales, the darkest skinned character, lesser than the white character Peter Parker.
And then they go, "We're Sony, we're Japanese, we don't care about that." No, you're right. You're right though. You are right, because if it is public knowledge, whatever you were reading, if it's public knowledge that the Peter Parker deal was more, it will seem bad that Miles is getting paid less. It's just known though. It's automatically known that Peter is the main Spider-Man. So of course Miles' actor would be paid less.
But but Marvel's been treating in video games and comics that Miles is an equal to the
Did
point where
Miles
they have a co-comic and a co-game.
both of those? The game sells less, and the comics sold less. So the movie
Spider-Man
actor
2
would
sold
be
less than Spider-Man 1?
no
Spider-Man 2 game?
the Miles Morales game, the Spider-Man where they
Oh, no, I'm talking about the Spider-Man 2 game where Miles is the co-lead.
yeah.
Because the Miles Morales game was like half the time, half the resources of the first Spider-Man game. So I expect that to sell less because it's like a DLC kind of feeling game. But Spider-Man 2, Miles is the co-lead. He's in much of the story as Peter is in the story. He becomes a little bit of the main character because Peter kind of goes bad a little bit. So they've been kind of trying to sell him like like every time they reboot, Miles will be his partner. You know, that's what it feels like now.
Yeah,
So
and
if
I
I'm
was
looking at that.
finish.
No, so if I'm looking at that, I'm like, well, yeah, this is somebody that's taking the mantle on. This is your Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's a very popular character. This is your Damian Wayne potentially. Everyone wants to see when Dick becomes Batman or Damian becomes Batman. I need my son to be,
Google Miles
Oh,
Brown will do.
that name sounds familiar.
Oh, he was on Blackish.
Oh yeah, they've been casting him as can he speak Spanish?
Dog, you can fake it, bro. A sentence here, a sentence there. Could Xochitl Gomez speak Spanish in Multiverse of Madness?
Xochitl Gomez can speak Spanish in real life. But you saw what they did doing to Selena Gomez right now. They're tearing her up for her bad Spanish.
It's not that hard, bro. You just have to have a Spanish speaker next to you during the scene and just give the thumbs up or the thumbs down. That's all you need to do.
I don't know. I'm not going to disrespect Spanish people like that.
He is half Latino. If he's half Latino,
Okay.
solid. I'll take it.
Go. Let's do this. I didn't know that.
And he's a
Perfect.
Miles. Easy. He'll react to his name even faster than an actor would. He's Miles himself. This is a Miles privilege.
Yeah, that's true. Miles privilege. I love that.
I'm done.
I saw a question here. It says, "So chill, Margo brother. You're thinking at least a Miles post credits cameo in Spider-Man 4."
No.
No.
The actor is gonna age because he'll do the post credit scene and then we'll see him again 2 years later. Like his teenage years are precious. They're gonna
yeah. The most they could do is probably bring back Donald Glover and because Donald Glover plays his Uncle Aaron.
Yeah, you're right. But he can show up, sure.
He can show up and talk about, I need you to help with my nephew. Something
and it's just a guy in a mask, and then we go, whoa, he's nephew. It's a guy in a mask.
Yeah. Boom.
It's easy as that. $250 for 5 is a low ball deal. If each movie could generate $1 billion each, I would need the Jason Weaver deal from the 90s Lion King movie, because he's the one who sings that "Just Can't Wait to Be King" song.
Yeah, the back end.
His mom signed for royalties. Yeah, they also offered options. You can get royalties, or you can get a big, large lump. And the mother said royalties, which is always the way to go, bro. On Shark Tank, when Michael O'Leary or Kevin O'Leary goes, royalty deal for perpetuity. I always go, no, don't do it. Don't sell. Take the equity deal. They don't. And yeah. It's a nightmare for the people who got to pay it out. Magazine Dreams is out in March next year. March 21.
Excited for that.
Yeah, that's the superhero talk. That's our thoughts on Brad Winderbaum and how I think he's lazy. Zach had contradictory opinions. That's not a word. He had a contradictory.
Yeah. Contradictory, yeah.
It was
opposite of what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Everyone sub up to the man. His YouTube channel is right there. Zach Attack Reviews. What do you got on your channel right now that people who watch this might be interested in?
I reviewed Sonic 3. So definitely check that out. I know if you're into this, you're into the Sonic universe. It's the best one yet so far. But watch my review to find out why it's the best Sonic of all the 3.
I'm going to put your review down here in the comments. So if you guys are just meeting Zach Attack Reviews, check him out. Kenny, you're late, Kenny. Kenny, You could have been here, but you're out. You can do is go to the playback and rewind a good 40 minutes. You catch all of it. We ranted on Brad Winderbaum. We talked Sony. We had our problems with Marvel. We didn't get into the
Shamik
Superman
Moore.
stuff.
Ooh.
Shamik Moore. We'll do DC next week. Or next time I have you on, we'll do the DC thing because there's a lot I want to talk about, especially when it comes to how James Gunn is not having trailers copyrighted. Like he needs to do the Kendrick Lamar thing and have these trailers free.
He doesn't. Warner Brothers does not do that. I don't think he can have control over that.
Yeah. Well, it shows, CEO, what's he called? He's called the president. He's just the co-president.
Yeah.
James Gunn, if you're watching, muscle up, okay? All right. Sub up to him, sub up to I. We're out. Thanks for coming.